Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, today we're going to dig into a little bit into the taxes on your Italian home purchase. And I know everybody loves discussing taxes, so here we are. Anyway, these are the hidden costs that are part of your Italian home purchase, and you really need to know what they are so you can really calculate with these in mind and really get a good idea what your purchase is going to actually cost you. So let's start with the transfer tax. There's a transfer tax when you buy a home in Italy. And if you're buying a vacation home, your transfer tax is going to be 9% of the cadastral value. Now, the cadastral value is the value that is assigned to that property for tax purposes. It's not the market value. And many times the cadastral value can be like up to 50% less than the market value. So make sure you understand exactly what the cadastral value is. Your agent or your notaio or whoever should be able to give you that information. And based on that, you can calculate your 9%, and that is going to go to the notaio when he does the whole deed signing thing, because the notaio collects the taxes, they collect the balance of the money owed to the seller, and they disperse all of the stamp tax and recording fees and all of that stuff. That's their job. So know that going in. Now, if you're planning on living here and you have residency or you're going to get residency within the next 18 months, you can claim what's called prima casa, meaning this is going to be your home, your residence. It's not going to be a vacation home. And if you claim that, your tax goes down to 4% of the cadastral value, which is a pretty big savings when you're talking about high-end properties. So keep that in mind as well. And according to what I hear from Nick Mehta, if you're planning to do that, you can claim that tax. And then if 18 months comes down the pike and you're still not a resident for whatever reason, you can go back and pay the balance of the taxes owed without any penalty, but you have to originate that. You can't wait for them to come after you. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, another thing is when you buy a home that is new construction and you're buying directly from the developer, you don't have transfer tax, you have VAT tax. And the VAT tax for new construction is 10% of the market value. So it could be a lot more than what you would pay on a home that you're buying from another private party. So understand that and add that into your calculations and your negotiations if necessary to make sure that you really get. That could be a big chunk of change, so make sure you understand that going in. Another tax on a different type of property is the luxury tax. And that's, a lot of people are asking about that because that's VAT at 22% tax. Now that's a big chunk of change. However, just because your apartment is particularly nice, or you're buying a villa, or you're buying a castle, maybe that needs a little love, it's not necessarily considered a luxury property. What designates it a luxury property is the cadastral registration. If it's categorized as A1, that is a luxury apartment. If it's A8, it's a luxury villa. If it's A9, it's a castle. So don't worry if, this home is beautiful and it's got a sweeping view of the sea and it's got a swimming pool. If it's not designated that in the cadastral registration, you're good. It's not considered a luxury property. In addition to that, you have your notaio's fees, which could be based on the price of your property. You can check that with the notaio and the agent, and they should be able to get that to you. Agency fees are 3% of the purchase price, not the cadastral value, and they're taxed at 22% VAT. So know that going in as well. In addition, there are other like stamp fees and recording fees and this fee and that fee. They're just, basically a few $100 here and there. Normally I see them ending up at around 500 euros, more or less, and you can kind of count on that. But those are the big time fees that you really want to be aware of. They can make a difference between being able to afford your property and really not being able to afford it, or buying a property that's great value and one that maybe isn't. So those are things to keep in mind for your property purchase. Make sure you buy our course, because all of this is in the course and tons more. Details down below, and I'll see you soon.